Om Shanti. Good morning. So today's Murli. It was originally spoken on 24th October 1971. In this Murli, Baba has reminded us, he has put in front of us our duties towards the other souls. And while putting in front of us the duties that we have towards the other souls of the world, Baba is also trying to tell us how we can perform those duties, what we need to bring about as a change to be able to perform those duties towards the other souls. Baba also mentions that as you go deeper into your Avyak stage, into your original stage and form, you will start hearing these souls of the world, the bhakti souls of the world, or the souls which are non-Brahmins. You'll start hearing them cry out loud for help. Sometimes Brahma Baba also used to say and ask in the Sakar Murlis also that don't you hear the cries of the other non-Brahmin souls? He used to say that don't you feel responsible towards them? So that's what Baba has tried to invoke in us through this Murli. He also goes on to say that you elevated souls, you are the only ones who are going to elevate and liberate the non-Brahmin souls also. So it is important for us to stay into our elevated stage all the time. Okay, so let's go through the Murli today. The title is To Take Any Soul Beyond in 1 second with 1 second's drishti. So you give a drishti and done. The soul is traveled to Paramdham. Take them beyond all problems, beyond all bondages, and liberate them through one drishti. Do you continue to move along whilst stabilized in your original form, in your original homeland, in your original religion, in your elevated action, and in your elevated stage? So Baba is talking about 5 areas where we need to stabilize ourselves. Original form. Okay, I'm a soul, my original form. I'm not a body. In original homeland, I don't belong here. I belong to Paramdham, Shanti Dham. In your original religion, silence, Shanti. That's my original religion. Baba says that is Swadharma. And our Swadharma is Shanti. In your elevated action. So me, the soul, when I'm in this body, I will only do elevated actions because I'm also the Devta soul. And in your elevated stage. In Sangam Yug, in my Brahmin life, my stage is very important. The remembrance, the connection with Baba during the Sangam Yug. Or Baba says the Farishta stage. So these 5 things he's spoken of, that are you stabilized while you continue to move along in your day-to-day work, the original form, the original homeland, the original religion, the elevated actions, and the elevated stage. At the present time, only with your original stage will you be able to overcome all the situations, that is, able to pass with honors. If we are able to stick or stabilize in our original stage, Baba says, we will be able to pass with honors. Because you will realize when we are in our original state, in that awareness that I'm a soul, then whatever's coming our way in terms of bondages or problems or barriers, we are very easily able to pass them. As a soul, you tend to always remember the drama as well, right? So whatever is happening, you're able to put a full stop to that. So you are able to pass with honors. If you just remember one word, self, which is also swa, you will automatically remember your original form and your original religion, Swarup and Swadharma. So the common thing in both of them is Swa. So if I remember who I am really, I'll remember that I'm a soul, and I'll also remember my original religion is peace. And you also remember your original homeland, my Swadesh. So Swarup, Swadharma, and Swadesh. Where do I belong to? I'm a traveler here. I'm not of this world. I'm from Paramdham, Shantidham. So you cannot remember the word self? Huh? Baba is asking. He feels it's so simple because he's never himself come into the body. But for us, it tends to get difficult. But Baba says with practice and with time, you should be able to stabilize in this awareness. So Baba says, can you not remember the one word self? All souls need to be made to stabilize themselves in their original form and original religion. It's not just us that we need to stabilize. Through us, the other souls also need to stabilize in their original form and original religion, and to become residents of the original land. So it is only when all the other souls realize that our true form is a soul form, we are not this body. This is not our religion. Our religion is peace. And we come from Paramdham. That's when the gates of the Paramdham will actually open for them. Till the time they accept that and become aware of that, the gates will not open. And that awareness for these souls, Baba says, that come through us. So Baba says, so for whatever task you are an instrument, or for whatever task you have incarnated, if you know your task and your own self, is it possible to forget it? Is it possible to forget your role in the society or the task that you have? It's very difficult. In today's world, would people forget their tasks whilst engaged in their professions? Does a doctor forget his work as a doctor whilst carrying out his activities, eating, drinking, and doing other things? Baba is asking, a doctor will always remain a doctor, right? People will always look at the doctor that, okay, this is a doctor. And the doctor will always be in that awareness, even though he's doing his daily tasks, activities, but still in the back of his mind, he will not forget that I'm a doctor, right? So Baba says, same way, it is the duty of you Brahmins, whose birth and action is to stabilize all souls in their original form and original religion. So Baba has said, Brahmin birth, the reason for the Brahmin birth is to stabilize all the other souls in their original form and connect them with Baba and in their original religion. So one is, this is our duty. So we have to remember this always, that I'm a Brahmin soul and it's my responsibility. I have incarnated. Baba has made me his own because I have to do this task. It should always be in the back of our minds. We are different. We are elevated. We have a task to perform. We have a responsibility to fulfill. That's one. And secondly, to stabilize the souls in their original form and religion, I first need to stabilize myself and remember one word, that is Swa. So if I remember that Swa, I remember my homeland, which is Swadesh. I remember my original religion, which is Swadharma. And I remember my original form, my Swarup. Okay, so Baba goes on to say, so can the Brahmins, the Brahma Kumaris and the Kumaris forget their own duty? Secondly, when something stays constantly with you or in front of you, can you forget that? What is it that is extremely close to you and is constantly with you? What stays extremely close and is constantly with the soul? So when we come in this world, Sakar world, the thing that is constantly with us is our body. Without the body, the soul becomes restless in the Sakar world. Right? So what stays extremely close and is constantly with the soul? It's the body. Because the body is constantly with the soul, it is constantly remembered, is it not? Even whilst trying to forget it, you cannot forget it. This is how we have become in these 5,000 years. Because we've been with the body for 5,000 years, even if we want to forget it, we want to stay in soul consciousness, it takes a lot of effort. And slowly, steadily with practice, we are able to get into that awareness more and more. So Baba says it's so difficult to forget something which has always been close to you. Similarly, who stays extremely close and constantly with you elevated souls? So this is my Brahman birth, right? In the Brahman birth, who stays extremely close and constantly with us? Our day starts with Bap Dada and our day ends with Bap Dada. The Baba says, the one who stays constantly and extremely close with us, elevated souls, is Bap Dada. Bap Dada is constantly with you and in front of you. He's with us in the combined form. He's in front of us because that's why in Bhakti, they say, now wherever I see God, I see Him, I see the Lord. So it's from this birth that wherever we see, He's always there in front of us and with us. If the body that stays with you is never forgotten, why do you forget the Father who's so close to you? In the Brahmin birth, it should become difficult to forget the Father, even when you try to. At the back of your mind, at the back of your intellect, you should always remember, Baba is there with me. Baba is in front of me. What do you complain about at the present time? That you forget to remember Baba. Many times Baba's children, they say, Baba, I'm not able to remember you. I forget you. You cannot forget the body and the bodily relations that have been with you for so many births. So why should you forget the one from whom you receive the attainment of all treasures, the one who is constantly with you. If we are getting the affection and love of all relationships from Baba, slowly it will become very difficult to forget him. Like a child is not able to forget the mother, a small child, or a student is not able to forget the teacher who's going to help him pass with honors, or a follower is not able to forget the Sadguru. Similarly, if we are getting those attainments, those affection, the love of all relationships from Baba, it'll become difficult to forget him, and we'll stop getting that love and affection or looking for that love and affection from other bodily relationships. Baba goes on to say, should you remember the one who uplifts you or the one who makes you fall? Baba is trying to use logic. Should you remember the one who uplifts you, helps you, or the one who makes you fall? What does logic say? What does rationality say? If you remembered someone who made you stumble, even by mistake, you would remove that one from your mind, would you not? So why do you forget the one who uplifts you? When Brahmins stabilize themselves in their original stage, in the elevated awareness of the self, they can also enable others to stabilize themselves. Okay, so what is the technique? What is the vidhi of stabilizing other souls? See, other souls are very fluctuating. They have mood swings. They get, swayed by what is happening in their life. Sometimes they are happy. Sometimes they're very sad. So Baba says, if you souls, elevated souls, instrument souls, can stabilize yourself in the original stage, keeping Baba in front and with him, with us, in the elevated awareness of who I am and why my birth is, why I've taken birth and who am I with. They can also enable others to stabilize. That's how we can stabilize others in their original stage. All of you are now instruments with the Father for this task. Okay, so Baba has told us how to stabilize other souls in their original form, original religion, original homeland. That is by remembering ourselves, Swarup, Swadharm, and Swadesh. Then Baba went on to say how to stabilize other souls in the original stage. That will happen when we are stable in our elevated stage, which can happen by remembering the one who has given us this birth, who has uplifted us, and start forgetting all the bodily relationships from the intellect. Baba is with me and Baba is in front of me. That is when we will not be, overwhelmed with all the bondages and the barriers that come in our way. And we'll be able to stabilize ourselves in original stage and through us, the other souls. What desire and hope has each soul had over a period of time? Baba goes on to say, they have had the desire for a long time to go to the land of nirvana, the land of liberation. Whoever you speak to, they say, I don't want to be in this world. I just want to go and achieve nirvana. I don't want to come back in this world. All the souls are very tired. From a long period of time, they have been asking God to liberate them. You Brahmins are the instruments to carry out that task of fulfilling the long-time desires of all those souls. Until you create such a stage, how will you be able to fulfill this task? If you don't fulfill your own desire to attain liberation and liberation in life at this time, how will you enable the desires of others to be fulfilled? So what is the way of fulfilling the desire of other souls to get liberated from this world? To fulfill our own desire to attain liberation. Because see, we were all Devta souls, deity souls, correct? Now we have the desire, one, to go to the Nirvana Dham, second, to also come in the Sukh Dham, which is Satyug paradise, right? These are the two desires that we have. The other souls, non-Brahmins, they will have only the desire of liberation. But we have the desire of liberation and the desire of liberation in life, which is being a golden aged soul. Baba says you have to fulfill that desire in Sangam Yuga. You cannot wait for coming actually in Satyug. But in this birth, Brahmin birth, you have to experience both liberation, being a soul, and liberation in life, being a deity soul. How would that be? Baba goes on to say, what is the real experience of liberation and liberation in life? How would it feel? Whilst in liberation, you will be beyond experiencing anything. No happiness, no sadness, beyond any experience. That's only liberation. And whilst in liberation in life, how could you truly experience liberation in life? Since you are ignorant then of what a life of bondage is. So the true liberation in this life is to become ignorant of what bondage is. So if we again and again, fluctuate in our stage, sometimes we are in bondage or we feel ourselves in bondage, sometimes we are able to succeed, we still remember what a life of bondage is. Actual liberation in life is to just become ignorant, because it's become a nature to feel liberated in life. Right? So we become ignorant of how bondage is. We don't know because we've forgotten. It's been a long time we have experienced bondage. That is experiencing liberation in life. Even the remembrance of bondage is not there. Okay, so when we sit in yoga, in 1 second, we should be able to feel liberation. That connection with the body should slowly and slowly thin down. That's liberation. You sit in yoga and you feel that you've gone to Paramdham. And while doing actions, you don't feel bondage. That is liberation and liberation in life. You can know the stage of nirvana or the stage of liberation at this time. I'm sorry, I missed out, I think, one sentence. Baba says, what a life of bondage is. However, you can experience the inheritance of liberation and liberation in life that can be claimed from the Father at this time. You can know the stage of nirvana or the stage of liberation at this time. So you have to experience liberation and liberation in life now, okay? Not later, but now. That's why Baba keeps saying, if time teaches you, then that is not passed with honor. If you bring about the time with your stage, that is passed with honor. Only when you yourself have experienced liberation and liberation in life will you be able to give liberation to other souls. Such a beautiful thing this is. You are sharing your experiences with the other souls. That's how they will get the liberation. Only then will you be able to give the pass to go to their home, their kingdom. That is, to go through the gates of heaven. Until you Brahmin souls give other souls the pass to go through the gates, they will not be able to pass through them. There will be a very long queue in front of you. Those who want to claim a gate pass to go through the gates of liberation and liberation in life. If you take long in giving them the gate pass, then the time will become too late. So the responsibility of giving them the gate pass late will be with us. We are the gatekeepers and we are also the pass keepers. So the early we give them the pass, the early they get liberated. So their bondage, their cries, their problems, to liberate them is our responsibility. And day by day, it's becoming more and more difficult for them to stay in this world. Therefore, by constantly stabilizing yourself in your original form and original religion, and by considering yourself to be a resident of the original land, you will be able to take any soul beyond in 1 second, with 1 second's drishti. What is the technique? To yourself stabilize. That's all this Murli is about. Stabilizing yourself in original form, religion, and land. Baba says, as we move along, words will become more and more less, and experience will become more and more evident. We will be able to transfer our experiences through our drishti. That is what we are doing. If I am experiencing something, I will be able to transfer that through my drishti, through my vibrations, into that other soul. And the moment that soul experiences its true form, its true religion and true land, that soul will get liberated. That's why they say in Bhakti Marg, that, oh God, you are the ocean of love, and we are thirsty for one single drop of that love. With your benevolent attitude, you will be able to give every soul a gate pass. Sorry, a gate pass by giving them the awareness. Who you are, where you belong, what is your Swadharma religion. Desperate souls will come to you, elevated souls, to ask for the donation of the fulfillment in 1 second of their hopes for many births. That attainment would be so amazing for them. Have you accumulated so much of all the powers that whilst being a master almighty authority, you can enable those souls to attain success through the method of 1 second? It needs a lot of power in that soul. Baba says you need to be a master almighty authority. Only then we can enable the souls to attain the success. This is called the 1 second method as per Baba. Since science with the power of creation is day by day becoming victorious over time and is attaining success in every task in a very short time, so that as soon as you switch something on, the task is accomplished. That is the target. That's why these new, the new networks are also coming, right? 4G, 5G. What is science trying to do? It's trying to give us instant gratification and avoid delayed gratification. But that needs a lot of power, right? That is what Baba says. You also need to give those souls instant gratification. You will need to be very, very powerful, Master Almighty, to be able to do that. Okay. Yeah. So Baba was saying the master creators, you, the master creators, with your power of silence and all the other powers, enable others to attain success with the method of 1 second. That's so beautifully Baba has explained that it will need power from us to be able to give it to them. It's like we are giving our energy to them. And if we don't have energy or if we don't have power, we will feel drained of power. Okay. So Baba goes on to say, there is now a need for this elevated service. Become such servers and godly helpers. The godly intoxication in your eyes helps God, because souls have now become tired from having to make many types of endeavor over many births, and they now wish to attain success without having to make any effort. All the energies of all the souls are drained out. They've taken so many births. So now they don't have the appetite to make any effort. They just want success. And this shows in the professional world, the personal world, because souls have become irritable. They don't want to do the effort, but they want the results. In our case, success means salvation. Who, except you elevated souls, can quench the thirst of the tired and thirsty souls? Who will enable them to attain success? Would any other souls apart from you be able to do this? Baba says, would I get somebody else from somewhere else, a Suksham Vatan or Paramdham? Will I get those folks, or you are the ones who will do it? And there's no one else. Can you remember your elevated task, which you have carried out many times? The more elevated you make your stage, the more you will hear the sounds of souls calling out, the sound of people invoking you, gods and goddesses. And you will see the faces of desperate souls who are totally lost and tired. When we get more and more deeper into our elevated stage, we will start picturing these souls. They will appear in front of us, their desperate faces. We will be able to hear their sounds. And Brahma Baba has shared this experience in Sakar Murlis, because he had made the stage so elevated that he could already hear those souls calling out and those faces coming in front of him. You saw the example of the experience of Sakar Baba at the beginning of the establishment. Did Baba ever stop anything except to just serve the souls everywhere? Did Baba see anything but service? In the same way, you must become totally absorbed in enabling souls to attain success. And you will then be saved from wasting your time and your accumulated energy over trivial matters. And you will continue to accumulate. So if we become totally absorbed in serving the souls and enabling them to attain success, we will automatically, our energy, our time will be diverted from wasting. It's only when we don't have anything to do, we continue to waste our time. When we have to reach somewhere, we will drop everything and reach there, right? Same way. So when you're able to serve souls of the unlimited with your powerful attitude in a second, why do you waste time in little things? That's so important. When you're able to serve souls of the unlimited with your powerful attitude in 1 second, why do you waste time in little things? Remain in the unlimited and the limited things will automatically finish. Such an important line. You remain in the unlimited, limited things will automatically finish. It is only when we are in the limited and not in the unlimited that we feel, oh my God, I have so many things to do. How will I finish this? All of you waste time in limited matters, and you then wish to stabilize yourself in the unlimited. After running around the whole day, then we want to sit in yoga and we want immediately to connect with Baba. However, that time has now gone. Now Baba says, now that time has gone when you keep wasting your time in limited matters and then you wish, oh, I wish I could stabilize myself in the unlimited. No, the time has gone. Now, remain constantly engaged in unlimited service and limited things will automatically finish. It needs a very, very strong awareness of who I am, why I am here, and what are my responsibilities. Only then we will be able to stay in the unlimited. You tell other souls that to waste their time in performing devotion is like waste of time in playing with dolls, because the time for devotion is now finishing. You don't achieve, even if you achieve, it's very small in comparison to what we achieve in 1 second. They achieve probably, they're not even able to achieve in a birth. You tell others this, do you not? So why do you waste your time in trivial, limited things, which are just like a game of dolls? You will realize once it is over that why I ended up spending so much time. It was just such a small thing. Why I got upset with that. Why I was focusing somebody else could have done that. Or maybe it was not so important. So you realize, when we were small, we used to play these games. Ghar Ghar, that was one of the games we used to play, in which we used to act as if I'm going to office, when I'm coming back, I'm cooking food. So though, and it looks like we get engaged so much in that game of dolls. We also continue to play that game. This too is a game of dolls in which there's no attainment, all the time focusing our energies on trivial, limited things. We have to do them, we have to get done with, but stay in the unlimited. It's a waste of time and waste of energy. So the father also says this game of dolls is about to finish. See, Baba he's not saying that stop doing all that. No, he's saying even when you're doing that, your mind should be stabilized in the unlimited. You should not focus on the work that you're doing. That's karma yoga, right? Not to be focused or not to become, work conscious, but stay soul conscious. So there is body consciousness, there is work consciousness, and there is soul consciousness. Wasting our time in trivial matters is like getting work conscious. For instance, if a new fashion has started and someone continues with old fashion, what would you call that? Baba is giving an example. He's trying to rationally and logically explain this to us, that There's a new fashion that is in fashion now, and you continue with that old one. So to waste your time over trivial matters is old-fashioned for the Brahmins. It's like old-fashioned. We used to do it earlier. Now we have something new which is in, but we continue to do that. You must not do that anymore. You tell others to handle situations according to the present time, not according to the past. You say, so and so handles things in such an old-fashioned way, and so handles things according to the present time. When handling yourself, it should not be old-fashioned. Just as you do not like to handle others in an old-fashioned way, why do you then continue to handle yourself in an old-fashioned way, even now? So Baba says old-fashioned is wasting your time in limited trivial matters, getting entangled into those things. And then they continue to go on and on and on for a long time. That's old-fashioned for a Brahmin. The new fashion is to stay in the unlimited, finish your limited tasks, and go back into the awareness of the self. That's the new fashion. And Baba goes on to say, now celebrate the day of transformation. A group of those who have a planning intellect have come today. So the planning group is being given a new plan. Just as the government celebrates special days, in the same way you have come here. So celebrate the day of transforming the effort of handling yourself from the old way. However, it should not of the limited, but of the unlimited. You have come to Madhuban, the land of sacrificial fire. There's a fire in the yajna. They say Yogagni, yajna is also a fire, they say. When anything is put into a fire, it molds very quickly so that you can make the form of something into whatever you choose. But you have come to this yajna, and so you can very easily make yourself into whatever you choose. So Madhuban, when we go to Madhuban, it's like going in the epicenter of the yajna. The yajna is everywhere, right? Wherever Brahmin souls are there, there is yajna. But especially in Madhuban, because it is the epicenter of the yajna, it's like going and sitting in that sacrificial fire, where you can easily mold yourself into whatever you want to make. Acha. Om Shanti. So we'll have a 1-minute silence, and then we'll start our churning. Okay. Anybody who wants to share their thoughts or churnings on today's Murli?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
Baba is really a great chef. He has created, he has seen the children who are in front, all wanted to do something, some planning intellect. So what did he do? He said, come. We are in Madhuban. He created a fire. And now, like a big pandit, he's got so many things in his hand. One thing he's putting in the fire. Swaha, you are our original form. What are you? Swaha, you belong to Paramdam. Swaha, your thing is peace. Just these two things in this whole Murli. If I sit in the morning, I am a soul, I'm going to Paramdam. I am a soul, I'm going to Paramdam. If I keep remembering this every day, I think like an ATM, I can get gate pass and I can take everyone to heaven. Om Shanti.
Very nicely explained, sister. I think the vision is great of Baba being in igniting the sacrificial fire, and all the people or all the Brahmins who are sitting in front of him, all the souls, he's teaching them to do swaha. Very nicely summarized. Anyone else? What are the 5 things that Baba initially talks about when he says that you need to stabilize yourself into these 5 things? Any thoughts on that?
Baba
He says,
says,
yeah, go
Om
ahead.
Shanti sister, Baba is telling about your original form, original homeland, original religion, and elevated action and stage.
Yeah. And this includes the soul, the awareness of the soul, the awareness of the deity self, and the awareness of the Farishta stage also, right? The angelic stage that is there. All these 3 awareness are original form, original homeland, and original religion. The elevated action by being liberated in life, and the elevated stage of who am I with, who is constantly with me and in front of me. Right? It was a very short Murli, but a very deep one. Are there any other thoughts anybody wants to bring up? Okay, so let's take a homework today. Maybe what we can do today is just keep a chart, in the whole day, how much time I spend in the limited and how much time I spend in unlimited. How much was I absorbed in the unlimited and how much time was wasted? That's one thing that Baba was very keen on, right? In the Murli, he said that more and more you start getting absorbed in the unlimited, slowly your time and energy wastage will stop. So let's keep a chart today. At the end of the day, in the night, let's identify how much time, where my time went. Was it in the unlimited or was it in the limited? And how much percentage?
Sister, just the beauty I wanted to add. We are so lucky. We know both the things. We know what is liberation. And sometimes I just used to love this mukti. But once I know I'm like a tape recorder, and then inside that there is those cassettes. But I'm just there. But he's seeing me, but I can't. And he's also giving us that liberation in life. Only I in this Sangam Yug, now Baba has come, he's saying you are in a body, but you are going to experience liberation and liberation in life. I think this is something wonderful. We should remember that intoxication.
Yes, very true. It's an intoxicating, statement from Baba that you are the only elevated souls who can experience both liberation and liberation in life in this Brahmin birth, And how to do that also, he's telling. The other souls for the last 2,500 births have been looking for liberation, including us. I think we were also only looking for liberation. But he's given so much more than what we asked for. So it can be so intoxicating. Very true, sister. Okay. Okay, so let's have a quick rewind and have quick meditation for 3 minutes. Let's center ourselves in the middle of the forehead. And look at yourself as if we are looking through a mirror. And I see this beautiful shining star. With peaceful white light coming out. When I'm looking in the mirror, this is what I see. This is who I really am. A peaceful point of light. That's all. Nothing else. But just a point of light. This point of light who just exists with no purpose, no feeling, but just in my original stage and my original form of peace. There's nothing I need to do, nothing I need to say, nothing I need to finish. I just exist in this moment. This peaceful energy flows through me into all the other souls that I can see now in front of me. I can feel their vibrations. The expectant vibrations as they want to experience what I am experiencing right now. And I give it to them. Through me, the powers of my Father, the Supreme Soul, are flowing out. And I see the vibrations of these souls of the world changing instantly. From expecting to thanking, and from thanking to peace. Each and every one of them is experiencing peace. This is what they have been looking for. And through me, Baba has fulfilled their desires. There's immense power and immense energy right now that I feel flowing through me. outside. That whoever comes in front of me experiences peace. Even while I'm in this body, me, the soul, will carry on with this experience and continue to give. Without holding. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Shivananda. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a nice day.